Hello everyone, and welcome back. It's Michael MegaX, and I've finally stopped procrastinating, and I'm finally working on editing and voicing over the last couple league races. Luckily, we only got 2 more videos, this video and the championship to do. We're finally jumping right into qualifying, seeing that I'm warming up my tires a lot, and we're recording over week 3 and 4. I've been maxing out the most of my summer this year, being lazy and not doing any video editing because, you know, it takes a lot of work and I wanted to do other things just like relax, play video games, play music and all that other stuff. But, you know, now that I think about it, this is like 2 months ago. We're jumping back 2 months into the past and finally showing you what happened for week 3 and 4. So, for week 3, we're going to do a little bit of qualifying here. And of course, we're going to get pole position. I shouldn't say of course. We are going to get pole position. I think I did like an 18.5 or something like that. I don't have the... You know, they actually got rid of all the live streams on Facebook because of their policy about live streams and using up all their data and their servers. So I can't go back and actually watch the live stream of the races, but we're going to set pole position here. We're in kart 40. Very good, solid kart. That was a solid kart throughout the whole league season. And we're going to beat out our main competitor for this week is up against Hyde. And you know when we're racing against Hyde, we always get a good fight. And we're going to go ahead and skip right to the end of qualifying and show you my time. Easy peasy. The qualifying king. Let's go to the race. Alex, we need an Alex clip.
An Alex clip?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I thought you weren't making a thing this season.
Yeah, but we still need Alex content. Oh. You can never have enough Alex content.
That is true. Alright, is this enough Alex content?
No. Keep going.
We'll do more. Alright, go ahead, guys.
Perfect. And here we are back for the race start of race number 1. Gonna wait for Alex's signal to hit the lights, and we're gonna try to make the best start we can. 1, 2, 3 lights, and we're off. It's gonna be a good start for me. A quick check over my right shoulder to see the gap, and we are starting off well. We're in kart 26. Kart 26 was pretty good. Very oversteery. The kart's got new tires around this time, and just having some setup things dialed in, and 26 just happened to be a little bit oversteery, which, you know, sometimes can be a nice thing, or sometimes it can be really hindering. It depends on the setup. Had to underdrive the kart just a little bit because of that oversteery nature of the setup, and just try to keep Hyde at bay. So, Hyde is in 34, another really good, strong kart in that season, and this is all going to be about defense here for this race. So pretty much every lap, I'm having to check over my shoulder and just keep an eye on where Hyde is during this race. And we're doing pretty well. You know, just taking corners as best as we can, and Hyde's already sneaking a little bit of his nose of his kart there. And we're going to run a bit of a defensive line, use a little bit of the brakes, check over, and he's going around the outside to try and different line, get a better exit. Luckily not too much space there for him to do anything, and we are clear. But yeah, it's just going to be like checking over my shoulder each and every time to make sure we are defending as well as we can against Hyde, because me and Hyde, we have pretty similar pace, and we're going to end up here with a caution, as there was a little kerfuffle that's gone on in the back.
There's a 1,000th difference between our fastest laps. Hyde, it's been a pretty good battle so far. Yeah. I wonder what happened back here.
Alright, jumping up to the race restart after the caution flag, and here we go. So, just a little bump and crashing in the back, and we are going to do our best to hold on to our first position here. And as I said, just check in, make sure we are defending as best as we can. We know it's can be difficult to pass on this circuit indeed, but Hyde is going to be right on our bumper pretty much most of this back half of the race. You can already see the little camera shaking there, that Hyde is getting onto our back bumper, telling us, hey, he's right there, giving us a little bump. Can't make any mistakes or he's going to get a pass on us. We, of course, need to finish as high as we can. Okay, jumping up a couple laps later as nothing was really happening here. We're gonna be a little bit slow through the second hairpin here, and Hyde is once again just right in the corner of our vision. It's a lot easier to see when you have your actual eyes and not just the camera, because camera lens just isn't quite wide enough, but every time I look back, it's just Hyde right there, right on the back of me. And the camera doesn't really pick it up that well, but it's just like nerve-wracking, and you just feel that pressure of someone just being right behind you, trying their every move to pass, and we get a tiny little bump there. I can see him in the corner of my eye, but we gotta keep holding, and finally we get that white flag. We have one last lap to make sure we don't make a mistake and hold off Hyde. A big bump in the back from behind. I am actually going to do a tiny little lift to make sure I hug the inside line as tight as possible around the last sweeper into the hairpin. And we're going to take the checkered flag in P1 for our first race.
Dude, you had me defending for my life. Nice job. That was a great battle, dude.
Yeah. Well held. Good racing, boys. That was good.
You got really close to me, I think, in this hairpin, and on one of the laps, and that was like, cool.
See, I was so close. If I had like an extra point, maybe. Man.
Good race, Hyde.
Yeah, good one.
Caleb, I don't know if I like this kart.
And here we are into our second race for week 3. A little bit of foreshadowing. Pretty good at foreshadowing there with these little clips that I talk about. But it's hard to describe the feeling of these karts, but we're in kart 32, and it's 3 red lights are out. Hyde's in 22. We get kind of a slow start. Third place there was pretty close to catching us there. And we've already got quite a big gap to Hyde ahead of us, so we're just going to have to do our best, make as little mistakes as possible, and see how we can catch up to him. And we know from experience that kart 22 is a fast kart, so we really need to make sure that we can stick to the back of him, but he's already pulling off quite a big gap. And as I was saying, 32, I don't think I like this kart. You'll hear a little bit of explanation later, but the kart just didn't handle very well. I think later on I say it turns left but doesn't turn right, something like that. You'll hear it a little bit. Just watched it back. But regardless, Hyde's pulling away. We are not able to keep up with him. We, as you can see, going into trying to turn into the apex there, we are just scrubbing a lot of speed, and we are just missing the apex. At least hit that apex there. Definitely hear that with the wall. But only something could happen for us to catch up to Hyde real quickly. I guess we'll just have to keep racing as fast as we can. Coming into the next lap here, gap is already growing quite a bit each time. He's probably over a second ahead now. But we are just gonna have to hope. Oh, there it is. That we have a caution.
Oh, got turned all the way around there. Yeah, Hyde, I knew I wouldn't like this kart. It's not enough. It's so scrubby on the front right. It turns left smoothly. Right, it does not turn. You're not too far away though. I'm glad we're back together.
I thought I had a good gap off the start. Well, we'll see what happens from here, huh?
Alright, and now we get to see what we are able to do here on this restart, being up against Hyde here. Now, we are going to be on the attack ourselves, and going to try to put up a fight against Hyde here. Now, I'm finally gonna get the feeling of what kart 32 should be and be able to keep up with Hyde a lot better on this one. Now, things are not gonna quite be at the same distance yet as Hyde was to me in the first race, but we're actually gonna start getting the feel for the handling and the hang of kart 32. Actually gonna have to start using the brakes a little bit because I was really surprised on how fast we were actually going. So in the first race we were doing about 18.5s, 18.6s throughout most of the race, and in this one, on this second half of the race, we're going to be doing 18.4s and have sped up quite a bit, and I've just unlocked and figured out the secret to the handling of 32, and we're going to be able to keep up to Hyde. We're actually making quite good progress in the hairpin there, and are starting to close the gap little by little, especially in those two hairpins there. Hyde's taking a look back at us to see where we're at, and we're getting pretty close. Once again, not quite to the same distance that he was to me on the first race, but we are figuring things out, and we are catching up. What can we do on the attack? Already getting a little bit tiered, and I think it's coming up. Yeah, there it is. So I take a look behind me thinking something's going on, but Hyde really is just telling me to go away. Yes, past me, he is telling me to go away. That sounded weird the way I said it out loud. It sounded better in my head. But we are not going to go away. We're going to keep up the fight. I say something random, but we're not going to be having enough laps. Yep, final lap already, and this is the make or break situation, but we're not even close enough to get to Hyde. Maybe if there was just a little bit closer of a gap, there might have been something we could do. But we're going to hang on there for P2 and finish off an amazing second race.
Similar pace. I started catching up a little bit.
Yeah, I was getting scared. You really had a good
I started to feel it. I'm like, oh, I see how it is. I feel how this kart is now. Just not enough to catch up. Our fastest lap times were only, what, 4,000ths off?
Yeah, it was something crazy.
Dude, like, as soon as we got back on the power, it was just like, the karts were 2/10 faster.
Yeah.
I think they were just cold tires to start with.
Yeah.
It felt a little bit better after that restart.
Yeah, that's probably what seemed like it.
Good race?
Yeah.
That's easier, that's more safe.
I can't get my right hand on the way over.
Well, that's a race, ladies and gentlemen. Good job to Hyde, and thanks for tuning in.
But we're not going anywhere yet, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to jump into week 4. Now, I either forgot or purposefully didn't record qualifying, but for week 4, we were up against Miles and Jacob for our biggest rivals here, and I only managed to qualify P3. So we're going to be starting P3 for race 1 and P4 for the second one. And we're in for a good fight against Miles and Jacob, who have both proven in multiple videos to be quite fast. All right, jumping ahead into the future to the race start, we've got Miles in pole position, followed by Jacob and then myself. All right, we're just waiting for the lights to go out. 1, 2, 3, and the lights are out, and here we go. We get a good start in comparison to Jacob. I feel like that P3 position being more on the racing line, you definitely get a lot better momentum, but since P2 is right there, it kind of cuts off your momentum. But at least we are right behind Jacob, and we can get this battle started. Going into the first hairpin, Jacob has a little bit of a lockup as he gets on the brakes there, and we kind of go give him a bump in the back. Just, you know, it could have been better, but at least we're sticking right behind him. As, of course, we didn't really expect him to lock up his brakes there, and we are going to just, like, push, and try to get these positions overtaken, because I've got him for P1. I know how Miles and Jacob are in terms of their race capabilities, and we can be right there with them. But Jacob's pulling a gap a little bit already, 25 being a little bit faster than 38, but mistakes like that and following Jacob's line and hitting The wall at the apex there is not going to help me catch up. But as Jacob is catching up to Miles, it's a bad thing that he's farther away, but it's a good thing because he's going to start going on the attack against Miles here. And that is going to allow me to catch back up into the fight. Here we go into the second hairpin. They're going to start battling and tussling a bit more, which is going to bring me into the fight as they lose that lap time. First hairpin, Jacob tries to move around the outside as Miles defends the inside quite well. Big chunk and gap taken out there, and that's going to bring me right back into the battle. We spy the move on the inside, and I'm trying to turn left. And I'm like, don't put me in the wall, and Jacob squeezes me into the wall. And now that's made a huge gap open up in between the three of us here, and it's really going to cement our position, so we are going to have to do our best again to catch back up and try to make a pass here. Now, Jacob and Miles, and we're all the league racers, we're all great friends, so even though he put me in the wall, you know, it's like, I'm frustrated at that. It's all fine, it's all good. It's only, you know, just amateur karting leagues. We're not professionals. I mean, it is for money. There are some cash prizes, but, you know, it's not nothing to worry about, just like wishing Jacob didn't put me in the wall so maybe I could have gone after Miles too. But it's frustrating getting sent back that much. And Jacob, in that 25 car, he got 25 a lot this season, is catching back up to Miles. Can we hope that a similar situation happens again to where they fight and we can catch up? Not quite. We're running about 2 laps left to go here, and not much else is going to happen. Who knows what it would have been like if Jacob didn't put us into the wall there. But I think we're moving on to our last lap here. Running out of laps. Oh, it's actually not the last lap, but I'm pretty sure nothing else really happens here. So I'll just let it play out and talk about how that move actually got him a penalty. So Alex and Jack and the stewards reviewed it. Stewards, as in other Overdrive employees, reviewed it and said, yeah, kind of put me in the wall, squeezed me too much. And he said, it was funny, he said, I did see you there, which I can believe, but it's also kind of funny because, like, I was literally right next to him. But we're going to take P3 on the track, but P2 after that penalty.
I'd watch the replay, you kind of squeezed me there.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you. That's my fault.
Oh, okay. It's okay. Hey, you were catching back up. That thing is a monster. 303, you're almost in the 2s.
Really? Oh. It took a second to get warmed up.
Yeah, I saw. I see why they were looking at it earlier. How was your race?
Oh, dude, this car's awesome.
Nice.
This car's so nice. I was trying to catch up to you because I was in the back.
Yeah, I lost a lot of time from that incident there.
I was like, if I had like 3 more laps, I'd call up the back a little bit. I thought I was 18.5, bro.
Nice.
That's pretty good. I want to watch you and Jacob at the front.
Okay. Two cameras is better than one.
And here we are for race number 2 for week number 4. Starting P4, numbers lining up quite nicely, but starting P4 is probably one of the worst positions you can start at for trying to race up to the top. And here we go for lights out. Just in front of us, we've got Corbin Black, who was racing in our league last spring. Haven't seen him in a while, and he's going to be right ahead in front of us. Right behind us, we got Reese, Sir Cheesy, and we're going to actually be having a pretty decent fight between the 3 of us here. Unfortunately for this race, Miles and Jacob are just going to be taken off way, way, way down the road, and it's not going to be really our fight to take to them. we are in kart 23, which has notoriously been the slowest kart this whole season. And we can really feel that slowness as Reese gives us a bump in the back and makes a pass on us in 37. 23 this season just was so slow, but we're just gonna have to make up what we can. We've also got the live stream camera in the back. That's why Alex said you got 2 cameras. 2 cameras are better than 1. We gotta make up some good moves for the audience on the live stream and for you guys here. So, Reese and Corbin are going to be getting into this fight here as I'm trying to keep up in the back here, and he carries a ton more speed and goes right into the back of Corbin and puts him in the wall, which we are going to take advantage of as we try to go side by side with him. That's actually going to give him the black flag. Not sure if he saw it, because he's going to have to give up 2 positions here. But we're going to take the inside here. I'm not sure if this was from him giving up the positions from the black flag or me just overtaking him. But we get the position, and now we are in 3rd. Making the most of, fortunately, Corbin's black's misfortune there. But I actually saw Reese recently, and we talked about some of the league racing stuff as we try to defend the inside there, either from Reese or Corbin, as we get a bump in the back. But I actually just saw him recently. We did some racing, and we talked about some of the league racing stuff and understanding racecraft and everything. Because Corbin was a bit mad, and Reese wasn't quite sure what happened. But we talked about some of that stuff recently. I think things are a lot better. But tensions were pretty tight during this race. But we're not out of the woods yet, as I've said. 23 is a slow kart, so we're going to have to once again be putting on a strong defense in order to keep our podium position and gain as many points as we can. So yeah, unfortunately don't have too much to talk about for the rest of this race. So I'm going to see what lap we're on, and depending on how it goes, skip to the end because I'm pretty sure nothing else really happens. And here we are, fast forward into the final lap. White flag is out, and we are in a safe position to come home in 3rd as long as we keep everything clean. Just a shame that that move happened. Corbin just got to understand that racecraft and everything, but I think everything's okay. Taking home the P3 for race number 4. And that brings us to our last race, which is going to be the championship for the next video. So I'm going to let this play out, and I will see you guys in the championship video. Michael MegaX signing out.